These are unprecedented times. We're being forced to adjust rapidly. And it's a time where we need the best tools, resources, and support available. And in that spirit, in that context, we're introducing a course and support group called the Spiritual First Aid for Pandemics and Other Crises. Hi, this is Philip Montrose with my wonderful wife and partner, Jane.
Hi, it's great to be here.
And we've been coaches and healers and energy pioneers in the field for nearly 3 decades now. And we're co-directors of Awakenings Institute, a nonprofit organization devoted to making the world a more peaceful, loving place where everyone's gifts are honored, which fits into this time now, where this is a time which is truly trying men's and women's souls, as the saying goes. It's both a trying time, and it's this time needing for soulful help, soulful input, soulful awareness. And to that degree, to that extent, we are offering this support and this training in this program. Because we're involved in a multiple loss cycle. The loss cycle starts when you lose something, like your health, your job, your routines, etc. You have shock, you have awe, you have disruption, and denial too. Yeah. And the idea is to ultimately go to a place of acceptance. And that's where we're going. But we want to even go beyond acceptance to integrating this experience individually and then collectively, and then transformation and transcendence as part of it. So we can help ourselves first and help others, those we know, those we love, those we want to get out and change society and help uplift things. Coming together, we're creating an awakening space, an environment to let your light shine in these dark times, so you can live more brightly in a more alive place, in a more aware place, and make the world a more healing and loving space as well. So Jane wants to introduce, and we want to discuss now 4 things we all need to know.
Yeah, it's really amazing. We're all being tested in ways we never imagined.
Right.
I mean, first we want to address the obvious, and which we are, all of us, I imagine, taking care of our basic needs, staying informed, and following government requirements to stay home or whatever's happening in our local area. We're pretty much locked down here in California, and so that's what we're, that's what's happening
for now.
Yeah. But this isn't all that's going on. In
Right.
this spiritual first aid course, we plan to address 4 important needs. Number 1, the first need is time-tested holistic strategies and healing tools. This is our specialty, and in the 5 live and also recorded classes that we're going to be offering, we'll provide strategies and healing tools for dealing effectively with many aspects of the situation, as Philip explained, many losses, which include fear of illness and possibly death, isolation from others and the lives we've taken for granted up until now, financial instability, loss of freedom and normalcy, emotional turmoil, future uncertainty, and more. In each of our personal situations, there may be other things too. It's interesting when you look at it from a stress perspective. Just 1 or 2 of these factors would take a large toll on a normal person.
Right.
And we're dealing with them all at once,
Right.
all of us. It's not a test of our spiritual strength that we ever wanted to take. I know that Philip and I never would have volunteered for it per se, but here we are. And that's why we're here. Because we're all in this together. So
Right.
Did you want to add anything to that, the holistic strategies and healing tools?
We just have found ourselves prepared to play this role, to play this sort of leadership role, but it's really a co-interactive role with the people who will be joining us and have already joined us, and to make your lives a better place and to reverberate into the world. And even though it sounds very heavy, and it is a loss, different losses like Jane was mentioning, just those words and what they triggered, there's also solutions. There's also opportunity there. to find the tools and the strengths to get through that triumphant, really, looking back at it.
Right.
And we're going to
Right.
show you how to do that, to go through it in the best possible way and to look back and say, wow, I'm really glad I had the support. I learned the tools now during that time of crisis and going forward in future stressors, future stressful times.
Right. Right. So that's just number one.
That's number one.
Number two is is immunity, a big factor right now. And we're going to provide tools and strategies for staying strong on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, because we all need to be at our personal best now.
One of the course resources is our book, Living Healthier Longer, and we'll discuss that too in the trainings. And there's 7 keys that we'll share with you, which are very good to build into routines and know what they are and how to do that. So that I think will be helpful for you too.
Along with our book, The Ultimate Paradigm Shift, which is about transforming your reality, which we're in a process of doing that in some way right now. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're in that process.
We are.
And that's why we need number 3,
Right.
support. In times like this, all of us can benefit from having a place where we can connect with supportive, heart-centered, like-minded people. It may be more important now than it ever has been before. And I think we feel that too. We
Right.
want that too. And as you likely know, we're infinitely more powerful together than any of us are alone.
Right.
So we all need this support to get through this.
Right. We do. Yeah, we're all here together, and we're here on our own, and we're here collectively. There's a reason for that. So it's easy to isolate. It's easy. This is sort of a big retreat for the whole country, the whole world. But let's not do it in a lonely, panic-struck, fearful
Lone
way.
Ranger. The old Lone Ranger.
Let's do it in ways of finding maybe alternative ways to reach out, which is what we're offering here.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Facebook we created is just for this, for you and for us and people like us.
Private Facebook group.
Right. Yeah. So in that group, you can feel free to post questions, share spiritual care, provide supportive videos, inspirational quotes,
right.
Whatever you need, provide ideas, photos, success stories, and more. And we'll be there too. In fact, it's also our plan for the support group to continue into the indefinite future, not just during the period of the 5 classes. So that's number 3. Number 4, which is the big one, it's how does our light shine? It's with number 4, purpose and meaning. Yes. And with the isolation and uncertainty we're experiencing, we can also tend to fall into a space where our lives lack meaning. We can wallow in the mud. We'll be talking about that, the difference between wallowing in the mud and rising to a place where our lights can shine. So with this course and support group, it's important for each of us to understand that we matter. Each of us matters. And in the group we created, you can make a difference. You never know when the thing that you feel guided to share or even question you dare to ask, you may think, well, I don't know if I should ask this, might be just the thing that someone else or maybe multiple people could benefit from. And you can also reach out further on Facebook or in other ways to support others too. That's another thing that we could discuss. You know, we're there for whatever people feel guided for.
I wanted to highlight too that this current situation, this unprecedented time is a time not only of a physical crisis, there's a spiritual crisis going on. And people are threatened with lack of support, lack of meaning, a spiritual crisis. And that's what we're addressing directly in this course and support group, the Spiritual First Aid for Pandemics and Other Crises.
Right, right. And you wanted to share a few more points too about what we're going to do, didn't you?
Right. I want to go into the 5 classes that will be part of this course, the weekly classes. They're live and they will be recorded. If you miss them or want to review them, there'll be audio downloads of them. And we will be sharing some processes, some of our best processes relevant to holistic healing, holistic EFT, spiritual kinesiology, some visualizations that will be very relevant and helpful to you. And it's interactive. There'll be demonstrations and class participants. There'll be what we call our spiritual first aid wheel, and that's here. Spiritual first aid wheel.
Moving around.
And moving around. And
Yeah, you could find that when you join. You'll see that in the first aid group or the Facebook group. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's one
it
of
is
your
the Facebook first aid group.
So we'll deal with that, and that addresses these specific areas. So when you have a tool that can target all these different areas that we're facing and possible losses or stressors, then we know, first of all, where it is, which is identifying as first, and second is how to deal with it. We'll do some coaching and healing, and we're talking specifically about things like fear of illness, isolation, financial instability, loss of freedom and normalcy, and other things. So that I think you'll find to be a very helpful tool and resource for you that is unique to this course. We'll also be helping you get mental stability, showing in the classes mental stability and empowerment. We'll be doing our belief buster with EFT process. And that's
it's a great one.
A great one for
I
this
love that
time
one.
about how to get your beliefs in the right place to deal effectively with what's going on in your life. We mentioned sharing the 7 essential keys for health and well-being from the Living Healthier Longer ebook that comes with the course, and you can talk about that further. Those suggestions and really foundations for living well and building your immunity as well under these times and the stress, and your spiritual immunity, I should say. And there'll be some other processes and tools as well, and questions and answers, interaction. So it'll be quite experiential too. Jane, you want to add anything there?
Yeah, in our roles as authors, coaches, and trainers, we've been through difficult times before. We went through the dot-com bubble and the market crash in 2000. A year later, there was 9/11, the terrorist attack. Then we had the financial crisis in 2008, and more. And in each case, we came out shining.
Right.
And we intend to do it again. So this is the kind of the foundation that we're building this on for everybody, that you're going to let your light shine. So with 3 decades in the field, we're known for effectively bringing the vast realms of spirit fully down to earth where they can be useful in this reality and provide powerful, lasting solutions for people who want to overcome and to make a difference in the world. Right. And it is for Awakenings Institute, our nonprofit organization, which we're the founding directors. Making a positive difference in the world really is kind of a foundation for our mission, and creating a loving world.
Right.
So we want to be here for you now, and we hope that you can join us. We would love to see you in the live courses.
Yes,
and more.
We would.
And on Facebook.
Yes. And if you haven't already joined us, you can go to this page, our website, where the course description is for spiritual first aid for pandemics and other crises. And that's the tiny URL is tinyurl.com/spiritual-aid, tinyurl.com/spiritual-aid. And as we mentioned, it's a 5-week live class course with recordings, downloads, holistic resource books and tools that you'll engage in. The private Facebook group, Jane and I will be there, and you can share too and ask questions and discuss the topics. There'll be a lot of healings, a lot of opportunities to interact and connect with us and other like-minded people. You'll get a lot of support because we're creating a space here. We're creating a space to awaken, really. And in that space, there's going to be more clarity, more presence, more direction and love for all of us. Jane, anything to add as we're about to close here for this introduction overview of the Spiritual Aid for Pandemics and Other Crises course and support group?
Just let your light shine. You know, you have something special to give.
You do. You do. We hope to be with you in this course or training or at another time. Until next time, see you then.